Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Cardvoyant. I'm Kris, and I'm your Cardvoyant. And today I'm back with some more Earth energy stuff. I want to read a little excerpt, a very short excerpt. This is my book. This is this is a proof copy. So yours, if you happen to get it, you won't have this strip on yours, but thank you to everyone who's purchased the book. I really appreciate it, and I truly hope that you're enjoying it. Um, if you want to leave a review, please do that on Amazon. Everybody always talks about reviews, so apparently they're helpful. Um, in the book, I mean, I know that I know the world's on fire right now, right? Things are just really difficult. Part of the thing about this book is it is designed, goes over ways to kind of help you navigate Earth life and how to utilize Earth energy, which is everywhere in many different ways. So the book has several sections. One is the energy of places and things. One is the energy of sounds. One is the other is the energy of like non-thing things, and just some basic explanations of Earth energy, that kind of stuff. But today, one of my favorite places is the desert. I have a son and a daughter who live in the Phoenix area. So I've been able to spend some time with them. My son and his wife are the first ones who took me to Sedona, which is a whole other story. And in fact, in the book, there's a section on portals and vortexes, which which I found fascinating, and which actually kind of is what I am beginning to expand on in the next Earth Energy book, which I have already started. But after visiting with them and them taking me to a couple of like local natural habitats, I asked a little bit about the desert from my Jacob's guides. This book is a channeled work with some of my own like little stories, introducing some of the sections, most of the sections. Um, but I did ask about just the desert in general, and this is what I received. And as far as like the channeled sessions, this is one of the shorter sections. This is the whole section. So I thought that I would just go ahead and read it. And obviously there's much more in the book than just the desert, but not only does this, I think, give you a good flavor for the book, but it's also just interesting. So let me get to it. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. Okay. And this was very early on as I started to read the book. It came through March 11th, 2023. I started to write the book. Um, the desert. What do you hear in the desert? The silence of calming life, the rest after fulfillment, the changing of the landscape after the waters of life have flowed freely, quickly, and abundantly. Here, life has slowed. It lies low and close to the ground, whispering all around a slow goodbye. And yet, here also is abundance through each grain of sand, particle of dirt, each rock and revenue of earth energy itself in new and more thorough ways. Do you not see yourself doing the same as the rushing waters that have been your life ebb and subside? Are you not granted the peace, quiet, and beauty of less? Are you not simpler now? As here, the desert, where complexity is unnecessary. You are whittled away, having experienced much and given up the fullness that is rushing, wild, and heady. Now, much is known, and much is then and therefore cast aside, a preparation, so to speak, for the all that is, which, of course, includes all that was and all that ever will be. Therefore, the creatures, the rocks, the sand, the plant life, the vegetation, the sun itself sit low, close to the ground, warming the earth with recognition and understanding. Here, earth energy is at its strongest because strength comes from settling, having lived and loved and understood much. That is, having come to understand much, and yet also understanding and finding peace in the vast and expansive universal unknowing. Thus we see your soul as the desert, settled within the circumspection of this lifetime, yet reaching upward in strange and startling contrast heavenward, toward more, toward the universal beingness that is indeed the God you seek. Therefore, rise in whatever ways you can. Reach in your glory of settled dust to new heights, forming both soft and firm angles that send word into the universal void that is anything but empty, saying, "This I now know, and this I as yet still seek, for I am the dust and the rock and the creature that crawls on my belly between these things, as well as the distant cacti and other strong and strange vegetation seeking more, as well as the eagle that soars above and sees it all." You see, in earth energy, you find both yourself and the all that is. I have to say that in a lot of these passages, my guides like address me, and I'm not a teenager anymore. I'm at that age when your doctor says at your age. So it talks a little bit about that, but I really feel like this happens for most of us, fairly early on in our life. As we reach full adulthood, we begin to really settle. And so I just felt that the message there was um, kind of beautiful and peaceful, and it felt peaceful. And the desert feels peaceful to me. And in these times, peace is a very welcome commodity. So before I go, I just want to share one other thing with you. This this tarot deck. This is called the Radiant Wilds Tarot. I love this deck. It's desert inspired. You can see some of well, let me show you some of the individual cards. They're beautiful, and the imagery is very, very different from standard Rider-Waite imagery. I use these cards a lot, but I never use them with people that I'm reading for the first time, because I like to introduce people to tarot using the Rider-Waite, the standard Rider-Waite deck that probably most of you are familiar with if you've thought about or worked with or seen tarot at all. Um, so, okay, I have this virtual background. I'm not sure if I like it or if I hate it, but it was earth energy, so I was trying to use it. But this is the deck. You can see like how beautiful it is. It feels to me like open. I read, I think most tarot readers read intuitively, and so this feels like wide open, like the messages, um, the Rider-Waite deck offers the same kind of thing, and yet the imagery is really well known. The symbolism is really well known, and this just feels like so much, there's like possibility in it. And so I do love it. If you are thinking about a tarot deck that is maybe a little different or just looking for something new, this deck is like available everywhere pretty much. Um, and I keep trying to make it so you can see it better. I'll just kind of go through some cards as I'm talking. But you can get it like US game systems, where you can get most tarot decks, like Amazon, maybe your local bookstore or shop, like kind of new age shop, and you could always request it, for them to carry it. Most very small shops are really, really responsive and wonderful to their patrons and working with their patrons. But isn't it lovely? And I've had some of the most wonderful readings using this deck, and very often And this is too because I am reading for people generally that I've read for many times. But very often there's quite profound messages, often about earth energy or like life stuff, universal knowledge that relates to whatever the my client is asking about. So it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of a cool deck, and I want to show it to you. I have a lot of tarot decks, but a handful that I read with regularly, and this is one of them. So I just wanted to show you that. So we have a little bit of tarot in with the earth energy stuff. Um, Again, thank you all. I'll put a little link, if you're interested in the book and getting the book. If not, there will be other messages here. So hopefully you're interested in that, and we'll come back for more. And I will say thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for like hanging around these many years. So many of you. And if you're brand new to the channel, welcome, welcome. You are welcome here. And hopefully this is a place of um, peace and inclusion and learning and love. So until next time, again, I'm Kris, your card voyant, and I'll just say bye for now.